Hello.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good.
Cool. Okay. Just waiting on Connor. And he's gonna be a couple minutes. No worries. How was your time off?
Good. I enjoyed it. Feel a little lazy, but good. You?
Um, busy. Mainly writing and stuff. Um, hanging out with some family. Don't you have your own game that you run like Saturday during the day?
No, that was the other guy
Oh,
who played before.
okay.
No, not me.
All right.
Got my character sheet all set up. Looks
Sweet.
good.
Yeah. As soon as Connor gets in, I'll run you guys through how. I'll just show you real quick. If you open up your character sheet, right underneath the logo,
Yeah, the
and
dice thing.
you show the dice utility. Yeah, check that.
Got it.
Yeah. Now click roll a check.
Public or GM? Public.
You'll want public, yeah. Then you can type in the first few letters of whatever it is. So I don't know, make it like a perception alertness roll. So like the primary would be perception, and then submit. Then secondary would be alertness, submit. Not risking any conviction on this one, so it's defaulted at 0. There's no special extra dice for this particular roll, so 0. You're not wounded, so hit no. No special dice penalties. No applicable specialty in this particular one. Diff is standard at 6, and you can choose whether or not to spend willpower. And you got 2 successes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it cool if I spend 16 experience points to raise manipulation from 3 to 4?
I think you only need 12 to do that.
What is it? 4 times the new rating?
No, it's 4 times the old rating. Yeah, or the current rating. And yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Hey man.
Minus 12, so 8 left.
So, Connor, did you have a chance to look at the character sheet?
Yeah, I updated. I put most of my stuff in there earlier.
Cool.
I didn't see a thing of weapons though, or
you'll want to go down toward the bottom. There should be a text field for
equipment and notes and stuff. I meant more like rolling, you know.
Oh, for dealing damage?
Yeah.
If you click the show dice utility underneath the logo of the character sheet towards the top.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on that, you should get a variety of buttons, including roll a check, initiative, deal damage, and soak damage. And what you're going to be looking for is the deal damage button.
All right. It says extra attack successes for input value at 1 point. Is that passive rolling, or is that?
Well, when you roll a dex melee or a dex brawl, for instance,
yeah,
and however many successes past 1, you add that, and those are your extra attack successes.
Oh, so okay. So I'd roll the check first, and then I'd roll.
Exactly.
Let's see. Brawl. Secondary check type. Security. Machinist. Hero. Impound supply. Dice penalties.
Hmm.
Yes. Wow, it's like it takes a while to roll the dice in this. Spending willpower, no. There we go.
It does. You do have to go through a few fields, but it's pretty straightforward, thankfully. And it's an easy way for me to keep track of everything you guys have, and vice versa. So, all right. Before we begin, Lumi has unfortunately decided he will not be able to continue with us, probably due to school, stuff like that.
Okay.
So for the time being, I've decided to make his character an NPC, and he'll just sort of continue on in the vein that he was going in.
Okay.
So, all right.
Lumi was Drew, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And then
Jack Boyle.
Who was the guy that played with us like the first section that's no longer here?
It was Guillaume, and he didn't really play with us. He I don't know.
He came up with a character concept and then he dropped out.
Exactly.
Okay.
He was going to be the lawyer guy, the activist.
Yeah. But that didn't work out, so no big deal. So let's do a quick recap. In the past day in game, Mason has been in the employ of American Energy Consolidated. They have hired him to be sort of security, and he is coming to discover also a sort of hitman, because several of their board members have been targeted by rots. They have information on Mason that could send him to jail. So, but the carrot to that stick is that they are also paying him a lot of money to do this job. So they've sort of got him over a barrel. Meanwhile, Zephyr is helping him sort of from a distance away, so that AEC doesn't really know that Zephyr is helping. There was a car chase, turned out pretty dramatic, that ended up with one of the rots being captured by AEC's forces. He was interrogated, and then he was taken out to the beach and almost beaten to death. But that turned out to be a ruse, because AEC, with Mason in tow, was actually spying on him from afar, and they were going to, track him to see if they would lead AEC to the rest of the rots. Meanwhile, Zephyr's recently returned ghost friend, Preston? No.
Castro, Rods, Rachel. Foster
Foster Grant. That was it. I wouldn't say Preston.
Best friend. He's my best friend.
Whose name I don't remember. Yeah. Foster Grant had recently come back as a ghost, and he was kind of informing Zephyr that, hey, the ghosts are all really weird in this town when it comes to the subject of AEC. It seems like that is a company you should stay away from at all costs. This supported the words of the hunter that you only know as Barry, who has also said, like, hey, stay away from AEC if you can. I believe Dev212 also said something in this vein. But Mason kind of doesn't have a choice. And recently, Foster came back and said, like, hey, once again, I've got, a lot of, like somebody is telling me, like, you need to bail out as soon as possible. Zephyr sent Mason a text. I'm not entirely sure if he got it. That basically said, like, AEC will kill you. So when last we left them, there was Zephyr desperately trying to reach Mason over the phone, and Mason just watching. They were waiting. The Rot had walked away for a while, and they were going to give him like a head start, and then they were going to try to track him. So the Rot doesn't know that AEC is following him, and AEC doesn't know that Mason can see his trail quite literally through the trail edge. And Mason's going to try to decide what to do now once they rev up the car and start driving towards where the Rot went. So, yeah, let's pick it up there. The squad leader tightens his grip on the steering wheel. He hits the ignition, and he starts driving off in the direction which the Rot was walking or shambling. And he turns to Mason, and very gruff, he says, "Now you're sure you can track this guy, right?"
Mason's not gonna look at him. He's gonna sort of like look ahead, out the windshield to see like the smoky trail, and give a squint his eyes a bit as if he's trying to discern a path or a trail, and give a slow nod. Yeah, I think I can do it. Squint a little bit harder. Kind of hard to make out. Been a long day.
And that's subterfuge, right? Because like you can see it basically as clear as day.
Yeah, I can see it as clear as day. I'm just trying to present the element of doubt for when my powers do potentially fail, or when I say they fail.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll manipulation subterfuge difficulty 6, please.
Okay, manipulation subterfuge.
And if you're looking at the Google Hangouts thing, you see like the highway picture with the car in front of you at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So just trying to set the scene here.
So manipulation would be 3. And willpower, is that forget in Old World of Darkness like this, is that
willpower? You can add willpower at the end of your dice roll. So if you
wanted
to roll a track thing. Sorry?
For an extra success?
Yes.
All right. I will spend a willpower in that case.
Okay. Oh, and it won't, when you roll a check and you spend willpower, it won't automatically take the willpower out, so you'll have to do that manually on your character sheet.
Cool. Manipulation. Subterfuge. Where is it? There it is. No conviction gain risk. Special extra dice. Wound penalties. Sure. No. Double specialty. No. Difficulty
6. Yeah.
Spending willpower, yes. Did it go through? I don't see it.
Should be. Yeah, I don't see it either.
Let me try again. Oh no. It's giving me an error message. This is no attribute was
Oh,
found.
okay. Do you have anything in subterfuge?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna have to enter a
A
zero. Yeah.
Got it.
For all the abilities that you don't have in the character sheet, you have to enter zeros for them. Because entering in nothing doesn't register.
0. Okay. Manipulation. Subterfuge. Conviction, no special dice. One pound supply. 6. Power. Yes. There we go.
Okay, so he, in response to that, he's like, okay, well, let me know if I need to make a turn. And he sort of picks up on the gas just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you shouldn't catch up with him or anything. So he keeps on driving, and as he keeps on driving, at a certain point, you notice the trail smoke go off of the shoulder of the highway, and it veers off to the right into a sort of wooded area. And there's no real, the streetlights are very sparse at this area, so it's essentially all you can see is the highway in front of you, maybe a little bit of the shoulder. It's very dark out, and just like out there is woods. Presumably there's something out there, but that's where the trail goes. And in a few seconds, the SUV is going to drive past the trail, and it'll be behind you.
All right. Yeah. As soon as I'll let us overshoot it, a little bit, and then I'll sort of stop and squint and sort of say, "All right, hold on a second. I think I lost it." And yeah, Mason's gonna squint a little bit harder as if he's like a bloodhound trying to pick up the scent again.
Wait, you and the guy, the squad leader, with his hands on the wheel, he's gonna shoot quick glances at you and says, "Wait, you lost it?" And he hits the brake.
I don't know. It could be. Like I said, I'm not used to doing this. This is the first time I actually used this. But I don't know. Something could be interfering. Who knows with these rots?
The air turns very tense, and at night you can basically hear. There's no other cars on the road right about now. You can hear the rev of the engine. You can hear like the faint breathing of the other members of the squad, and them sort of like shuffling back and forth. And you can just barely hear the crickets outside, but you feel like you could hear a pin drop. It's just so tense and still for this one moment. This guy is not happy. He then snaps out of it, grabs his walkie-talkie, and says, "Base, we have a possible loss," and he rambles off some coordinates, streets that are nearby. Says, "We've got we lost him around such and such, and we are going to circle around, and we're going to create an expanding search pattern. Advise, please." And then he gets some you hear like a faint little static thing, and he's got an earpiece that you can faintly hear noise coming over language, but you can't make out what it says. So he's talking with someone. So it looks like their plan is they're gonna go from here, and they're gonna do like a expanding search pattern in a circular motion.
To keep up, like he's really intent on finding the trail. Mason's gonna ask to step out and see if getting out of the car and looking around might help. rather being cooped up in here.
He motions to two of his men in the back seat. Johnson, Weiland, you go along with him. And then two big guys step out of the car and they let you out. These are your escorts, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just sort of, walk along the shoulder of the road, peering, and looking down at the gravel and looking, occasionally off into the wooded area, as if looking for any sort of signs of, the rods passing.
You can see the trail going off into the woods, and if you give me a perception alertness roll, difficulty, let's call it 8.
Alertness. Oof.
It is, yeah. A moth flies into your eye, and you just sort of go like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the trail goes off into the woods, and there's really nothing more you can discern from that.
All right. Yeah, after 4 or 5 minutes, however long they let me, stay out, then Mason will sort of, mosey on back to the van, a bit slumped over, tired, because he's been pretty much all day and most of the night since with AEC doing shit. So he's obviously a bit tired too, anyways.
Right.
And then if they look at him, for any sort of hope that he pick up the trail, just give a shake of his head.
Okay. Well, assuming he didn't thumb a ride out of here, he must have peeled off of the highway and gone off into the woods. Maybe they're hiding out there. And if that's the case, we're going to need different gear. I thought maybe they had like a hideout or something. But maybe they, maybe these freaks just feel fine right out in the sticks. Okay. And he gets on the walkie-talkie to base. He's like, all right, we are going to need a tactical squad out here that is prepped for outdoor work. And, he rambles on some specifics and stuff. But basically, you get the idea that they were more geared for like
an urban sort of encounter.
An urban encounter, and yeah, now they're gonna have to like switch their load out for hunting stuff through the woods, which buys you a little bit of time. He says, "Okay, we're gonna stay here in case anything, comes out again." And he kills the lights and he parks. He drives over like towards the opposite shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "We're gonna stay here. Let's get some camouflage for the vehicle." And he sends 2 of his guys out to like pick up loose branches and debris and shit like that. And they're gonna put them all over the SUV and hide it. And so basically, you guys are going to wait here while another team that is more rated for outdoor work, while you wait for them to arrive. Yeah. So what will you do in response to
that? Mason is going to, sort of like look at the dashboard, clock on the van, and say, all right, well, as fun as it'd be to be cooped up in a van with all you fine gentlemen for the night, am I really necessary right now?
My orders are to keep you here until we have contact of hostile location. Confirmed contact of hostile location.
And so we're just gonna sit here all night. I've been moving and moseying about all day, and I'm sort of worked up an appetite. So unless you guys got some, food or snacks or something, you know,
He snaps his fingers, and one of his guys throws a protein bar up towards you.
I'll take it. Sort of look at it. What in the hell is this?
Everything the body needs, the squad leader says. And he also hands you like a bottle of water.
All right, yeah, I'll take those. Yeah, I don't really know how I can get out of this.
No, it's cool. I'll
I know Mason's a bit of a good fighter, but these guys are like like heavily armed dudes with assault rifles.
yeah. So unless you can think of like, a good excuse as to why they shouldn't be parking it here, or, maybe you, I don't know, if you can think of some way to deceive them or whatever.
I mean, how conspicuous is it? I mean, they pull up to the shoulder of the road, but I mean, did they pull into like a little sloping area that like not be seen from the road, or?
Yeah, let's put it this way: like anybody driving by wouldn't notice the SUV as it is camouflaged now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they're sort of waiting. Remember, like you're kind of their compass.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could tell them that the trail goes all the way to Oklahoma.
I think Mason, since they sort of just pulled up to a stop, rather than just sitting here, he might suggest that maybe we can pick up the trail a bit further ahead. Maybe it might be more beneficial to try a mile or two down the road, see if I can get anything back up. If that doesn't work, we could always come back here to where we lost the trail, obviously. But rather than just sitting here waiting for the other team, it'd probably be more, I guess, beneficial potentially to do that.
Okay. So he leaves two guys behind, and to do the same thing. Basically, just watch the road. And they look like they've got night vision goggles.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're down to 4 as they drive off another mile or two down the road. And once you get to like mile 1, and they're only going like, I don't know, 30 miles an hour. It's one of those back roads that's pretty small and, not a lot of traffic this time of night, but the speed limit's still what it is. And, they're trying to fly under the radar. So they're at about mile 2. He asks, "Are you picking up anything?"
Yeah, around that point, Mason will sort of squint and slowly nod. Yeah, I think there's something. Drive a little bit further ahead, and a couple of seconds later, he'll give a more resolute nod. All right, yeah, I'm thinking getting something.
As you pull up to, as you say that, you pull up to an avenue that has where civilization seems to be coming back. Like there's a gas station, there's a Walgreens. Off in the distance, you see like the lights of Gulfport downtown, and the resort beach areas. So you're starting to come back to where there's a lot more people.
Mm-hmm.
And the squad leader furrows his brow, and he says, like, I don't see how they could have made it out here in that short a time. But then again, I don't see how he could have gotten up after that beating we gave him. Maybe these guys are faster than we give them credit for.
Hey, man, I don't think I saw it when it was chasing after Zephyr in the car. I don't think I saw him going Terminator on him.
No, you didn't.
All right, yeah, so never mind.
Yeah. So he says, if it got out this far and they're hiding among people, this could be complicated. What's
Well,
your
like you said, right? Maybe someone picked him up or something.
maybe? What are you getting from all this? Anything concrete?
It was easier out there in the boonies, not a lot to interfere with it. But here now, a lot of people and whatnot, a bit more difficult. I can tell he went through here though. Weird though. Getting it's not like he's on, surface anymore. It's like he's sort of, I don't know, gone underground or something.
Well, it's not like they can be in a basement or anything. We're too close to the water table out here. Damn it. So you've lost the trail.
Yeah, but I know we came this way. No, for sure. There might be some security cameras or something around here. Maybe they could pick him up where went through. Sure, a lot of those convenience stores or gas stations have them, ATMs and whatnot. If you and your men could get a hold of that, go review it, sure we'd find more concrete trail evidence.
All right. The squad leader gets on the horn and he says, "I'm gonna need access to security cameras." And he says the names of the streets. And after he does all of that, he says, "We're gonna establish a perimeter. There's a hotel here, one over there, and we're just gonna set up shop in this parking lot opposite. So if it's around here, we'll know." And he looks at you, and he sees kind of how fatigued you are, and then he sort of like bobs his head back and forth. He says, "Command, I think the asset is a little bit worn out at this point. Request permission to give him the rest of the night off. In the morning, we can pick him up again, see if his batteries have recharged, see if we can pick up anything more solid." But it's silent for a time, and it's a very uncomfortable silence. And then there's, more language in his ear. And then all of a sudden, he nods. Then he says, "Okay, you're going to get 8 hours, and that's all. And then we're back on the clock."
All right, fine by me.
Okay. But we want you close, so he motions to a hotel. And then basically you spend the next 30 minutes or so. Everybody sort of dresses down, and the squad leader talks to the person at the front desk for a while, and then he sends another couple of his guys to go to the hotel across the street from there. And you get the idea that they're just going to like set guys up in the windows to sort of watch this general area.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, he gives you a room key, and he says, "All right, I'll be in the room right next to yours. So get some sleep, and order room service or something if you're still hungry."
Yeah, Mason, give him a nod.
Okay. So you are free to go to your hotel room, but you get the sense that they're going to be watching to see if you try to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You get the feeling like maybe it'll be possible for you to sneak by them, but they will be looking out for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
as it stands, you've got maybe a minute or two. The squad leader says like, "All right, I'll be up after you in a minute. Don't leave. We're watching you. We're keeping an eye on the situation." So, but he stays behind to talk to the desk person, and so you've got maybe a minute or two to figure out what your next move is before he follows up after you.
Do I know what room?
Go ahead.
Like what floor my room is on?
It's gonna be the 5th floor. It's a pretty big hotel.
Okay. And it's only the team leader that went to the hotel with me, or is it other guys that have been posted?
The other guys went to go secure. Two of the guys went to go secure the hotel across the street. So it's the squad leader and 2 other dudes. So they're pretty split up.
Okay. Yeah, I think my best bet to be under the radar is just to go to my room and see if I can, either climb out the window to, maybe climb down to the 4th floor so I can move around, or just sneak out the door and sneak out, rather than having them think I'm still in my room.
Right. I gotcha.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the team leader, get my room key, head up, and adjust my plan as necessary there in order to, And once I do get up there into my room alone, secluded, I will text or call Zephyr to, let him know what's up.
Okay. So you convey all the information to Zephyr?
Yeah, pretty much, everything that went down. I'm not holding really anything back.
Okay. So Zephyr, upon receiving all that information, what's your move?
Are we on the phone, or are you texting it to me?
Well, I think I'm alone. So, if the walls are really thin, I will text. If they're not,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
You don't want to take the chance of him hearing you talk to somebody.
Okay, then I just say, thank God it's been hours since I messaged you. I thought the worst, because the last message I sent you was AEC will kill you. You need to leave.
Text back, sort of, in a bind. Leaving isn't really that easy right now. They got guys posted on this hotel I'm sort of, shacked up in right now.
Where are you?
I'm giving the address or location, the hotel,
I'm on my way. I'll text. I'm on my way.
Okay. And Foster says he's coming with. Oh, and you get a text from Drew. And he's like, I'm really sorry. I've been out of it for the past 2 days or so. I'm really losing track of time. And they hit me pretty hard over the head, and then they sucked the air out of my lungs. So it was not a pleasant recovery. What's going on? Bring me up to speed. How can I help?
I'll relay that info to Drew.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll ask him, if you're up for it, we need to go help Mason.
He says, yeah, sounds like a plan.
Okay, I'll tell him I'll swing by and pick him up in like 15 minutes.
Okay. And when you get to his pad, he is out there in the parking lot waiting for you.
Okay. I'll pick him up, and I'll introduce him to the ghost.
Yeah, his eyes kind of widen. He's like, oh, hey, how's it going?
hey, this is Foster. He's going to be helping us. Don't have time to explain. And then we'll drive to where Mason is.
So Drew asks, so wait a minute, like Mason is working for AEC?
I think we told him.
I think he's probably been a little coerced into it, but yeah, he's working with them.
And they're all going after the zombies that attacked the AEC executive guys?
Yes, sir.
Huh. That's so weird. Does this have something to do with Rise Up, or he looks very confused?
I don't know if I know that. I know Mason had that, but I don't know if Mason told me that part.
I think by this point, Mason has told you everything he knows about Rise Up.
Yeah, he's only hiding stuff from AEC and the other not group hunters.
So Rise Up. What was the story with Rise Up? It was that organization to make rots just like
they were rehabilitating.
Yeah.
Ghosts
I mean, among
stuff,
other things, that is one thing they're doing, yes.
So I'll kind of relate to Drew that Rise Up was sort of a program designed to help rots reintegrate positively in society and not just be these shambling like horrors, but to actually be good and to make them feel good as much as possible.
Well, why? Huh. I mean, I can see why they'd want to keep that a secret. Why don't we tell Rise Up about these guys? You know, maybe they can help with that. Or is it too late?
Do you know how to get in contact with them?
Well, yeah, I still have their phone number.
Well, give them a call, and like I'm still driving to the hotel, and I'll ask Drew to give his contact a call.
Okay, Drew does so, and he gets on the phone, and he says he basically, explains the situation, and then the guy who's on the other end of the phone is John Mullins, and he says, "Yeah, your guy already told us he didn't want our help, and are you saying you do?" And he says, like, and Drew says, "I'm just looking for the fastest solution to this problem, man. I don't know. There's so much going on here, and like, there's like a lot of ghosts acting violently, and I thought maybe you guys could help because I don't know if we're going to be enough to handle this problem." And John says, "Well, where are you right now?" And Drew gives your location. He says, he informs John of like where you're heading. Like you're going to go pick up Mason, but you're not sure what your plan is after that.
Yeah.
And John basically says, "Well, let me know when you have something more concrete. Like, let me know where and I can go and when and what it is exactly you want me to do." So Drew says, "Okay, yeah, that's fair. Everything's kind of up in the air right now. I just wanted to give you the heads up." And John says, I really appreciate that. And look, just don't get into anything. Don't get in over your head, all right? Zombies are incredibly dangerous when provoked. And Drew just says, like, "Yeah, believe me, I know. The back of my head is still killing me." And John says, "Yeah, sorry about that. Look, just call us when you have more information." And he hangs up.
Okay.
So you guys head to the hotel,
Yes.
and you get there. It's around. It's around like 8 o'clock at this point, but it's been getting darker later, or darker earlier this time of year. So it's pretty black. And you roll up to this hotel that's like 5 stories high, and you're in the parking lot, and it's kind of damp. It's windy. It's a little uncomfortable outside.
Yeah, I want to walk in, and I'll bring Foster with me, and I don't care what Drew does. If he wants to stay outside or if he wants to come in with me, he can do whatever.
Okay. Drew goes with you.
Okay. When I walk into the lot, well, what kind of hotel is it?
It's I mean, it's got like several stories, but it's not exactly the fanciest thing you've ever seen. If you've ever been in a beachside hotel, like it's got a decent sized lobby. It's not, it's not like a cathedral lobby like some 4-star hotels are, but it's more spacious horizontally than vertically.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a blonde woman in her 30s behind the counter, and she asks if she can help you.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm looking for a friend of mine. You might have seen him. He's kind of scary looking and gruff and kind of balding. Probably would have came in here maybe 45 minutes ago.
Yes. Can I have your name, please?
Sure, it's Zephyr.
Okay. I can call his room and let him know you're here.
Yeah, can you just let him know that I'm down here?
Yes, certainly. And she gets on the phone and she says, "Hi, Mr. Reed. There's a man named Zephyr here to see you." And she waits for a second, and then she says, "Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, he's right down here. I'll let him know." And she hangs up the phone, and she says, "Um, well, actually, Mason, what would you say to her exactly?"
Uh, Mason will pick up the phone. He's a bit surprised since he has a cell phone. But yeah, he'll say, "Oh, all right. Thanks. I'll you can tell him my room number and come on up if he's interested, or and come on down. His choice."
And she informs Zephyr that he can either stay here and wait for him, or he can go up to room number 532.
Okay, I'll go 532. I guess I'll go to the elevator to the 5th floor.
Okay.
On the way, I would text him to be on the lookout for any AEC guys on the 5th floor, and don't act suspicious or knock on my door if they're there.
Okay.
And I'll be sort of posted outside my door, looking through the the peek hole to so he doesn't have to knock, and alert the guy on the other side of the room.
Okay. So you get there, and the door slides open on the 5th floor, and the three of you step out. Well, Foster kind of floats out. But yeah, beyond that, you're on the 5th floor, and you see a sign that says rooms 501 through 516 To the left, rooms 517 through 532 to the right.
I will look left. Is it just one long hallway?
Basically, and like you can see where
So
it turns, and it wraps around kind of like a square.
I'll just start. Oh, I'll look left and look right and start heading to the right. Is there any person in the hallway?
There is no person in the hallway, no.
Okay. So I'll keep walking, and when I get closer to Mason's door, is there anyone in the hallway?
No, there is not.
Okay. All right, so I'll kind of walk up to his door, but I won't say anything and I won't knock.
Yeah, Mason's going to crack open the door, see everything's clear, give press a finger to his lips to make sure don't say anything, and he'll try to slip out the door and quietly, close it with a soft click.
So at that point, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I have Foster like float into the other rooms to see if the AEC people are just like listening in, or what are they doing?
Actually, at this point, the next door opens, and out steps the squad leader. He takes a look at the group of you, and he says, "Is one of you guys the pizza guy?"
No, man, I thought this was my room. Sorry, I'm fucking drunk. I'm on the floor below.
Oh, shit.
And then I'll just like sort of kind of stumble and walk away.
He says, "Oh yeah, no worries." Reed, I thought you ordered a pizza.
I thought that this guy was a person. Someone just called me, down at reception saying that this guy was, at least someone was at reception saying that we're bringing up pizza. Yeah, I'll go back and call him, see what's up.
The pizza's down in the lobby.
Well, at least that's what I thought. Reception called me and said someone was there looking for us. So, I told him to send him on up, and I guess when I heard footsteps on the hall and open the door, wrong person. So I'll see. I'll go in back to my room and call him and see what's up. See if I can hurry up that order.
I'll go downstairs to the lobby, see what's what. You stay here.
All right.
And he heads to the elevator. And he goes down.
Can we talk now?
Yeah.
I'll kind of straighten up. Mason, can we talk now?
Sure. You might want to post your ghost friend, near the elevator in case he comes back.
Sure, nice, good idea.
I'm on it, man. Foster just sort of lingers around the elevator.
And I'll send a text to Drew if he's just in the lobby.
No, Drew's with you.
Drew's with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Mason, and what the fuck is going on? Why are you here? We gotta go.
I heard he told you that. I'm sort of stuck here. Like I said, AEC has been watching me. I can't really move around. Surprised you actually came to my actual door.
Well, I'm saying the hallway is clear. We need to leave. Why can't we just leave now?
Yeah, the hallway's clear, but if that guy comes back with pizza and I'm not in the room, I'm fucked.
Can't we
that's when Foster pipes up and he says, wait, I can stay here. And if he like tries to get in, I'll just lock the door, and I'll say like, "Oh, hey man, I'm going to sleep."
All right. You think you can pull it off? That'd certainly help. It's not like you need to stick around either. You can just, drift on through the wall right after, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, shit. You stay here. We'll head out, see what we can find out about those rocks, right?
And we just need to go to, like, I'm assuming there's an elevator, but there's also stairs on the far sides, right? Or no?
Well, yeah, of course. There,
Okay.
That would be a humongous fire code violation if there weren't stairs.
Let's take the stairs.
All right. Yeah, in that case, yeah, Mason will step out fully, close the door, sort of, motion for Foster to phase on through and do his thing.
So Foster floats through the door, and and then he just calls back, like, in his best Mason impression, like, "Hey man, I'm going to sleep now. All right."
Spot on.
He's like, "I'll come back now here."
Get out of here.
All right. Yeah, Mason's going to sort of, speedily walk towards the stairwell, crack it open, poke his head in, see if there's any, people in there. It's clear. Well, go on through, head on down.
Drew just takes off his jacket with the hood. He's like, "Here, Mason, put this on," and like throw the hood over you so they don't see you.
All right, thanks. He'll wear it.
And Drew does this very exaggerated, like, he sort of bends at the knees and, has his hands out to his sides with his palms spread facing downward, and he, like, darts his head right and he darts his head left. And you can just tell, like, in his head the Mission Impossible theme is playing.
What was his character? Jack Boyle?
Jack Boyle.
Yeah, exactly. And like you can even hear him. You can even hear him whisper under his breath, "Jack Boyle." But you guys make it to the parking lot without incident.
All right. On the way, Mason will look over to Zephyr and say, right, my car. You didn't ding it or anything, during that chase, did you?
No, it's fine. And I'll, like, flick him the keys.
All right. You'll catch him. All right. Thanks again for that.
And I'll just get in the passenger seat.
And Drew will climb into the back.
All right, we're gonna want to head out. You know where? I'll give them the street name, the road, and you know where that is. Just head down there, and I'll tell you when to stop.
So
okay, but you're the one driving.
Yeah, I thought,
I'm driving.
Yeah, I thought Mason was driving.
Oh, I thought you picked him up in your car. Okay, you're in my car. All right, then yeah, I'll get into my car and drive us.
Yeah, I'm in your car.
Yeah, and the first time though, I'm just going to do like a drive-by to see if they have anyone sort of still, combing the side of the road, or posted, on the side. So if we do drive by, it looks like we're just, just some night owls going out somewhere, maybe to go drink or something, rather than, returning to the trail.
Give me a perception, alertness, and you can all roll for this. I'll even have Drew roll as well.
Okay.
You tell Mason, I assume, informs the others of like roughly whereabouts they'd be hiding. Fuck! I gotta put difficulty 10.
Difficulty 10.
These guys are hiding, and it's really dark. And
a 0.
No conviction rest. Special extra dice, no. Wound penalty, no. Special dice, no. I'm assuming if I'm detail oriented as my specialty for perception, because I'm at 4, that would apply.
Sure.
Let's see if I roll a 10. Ooh, nope, nothing.
Okay.
That looks dark to me.
I will say that I will overshoot where the trail veered off by half a mile or so, and that's where I'll be pulling over because I do know that there are at least 2 guys, or at least I assume there are still 2 guys that have been left behind to watch the area.
I don't seem to have Drew's character sheet. It's probably either in my Google Docs or
Skype.
It's probably in Skype.
Where I sent you all my stuff.
You know what? Let me. Damn it!
I can really use some illumination right now.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, -5 experience points.
Oh wait, here it is. Cool. So, all right. We'll see if Drew can pull this off.
No, he did it.
Whoa! Nice.
He so Drew's like, yeah, I see there's like some rustling and like as the reflector I'm pretty sure I saw like a dude's face. Like
Okay.
I saw eyes coming back at me, and that wasn't an owl or a cat or anything. That was a dude. So
Yeah, Mason's not gonna even slow down as he goes to where the trail veers off and just continues for half a mile, and then he'll pull off to the side, turn off his headlights, and try to hide behind bushes or shrubs so it's not obvious that there's a car on the side of the road, but don't kill the engine.
Okay.
How dark is it actually? Is it like a moonless night, or is it because when it's a full moon, it's pretty.
It's moonless. So
it's moonless.
Basically, you guys are gonna have to you're gonna have to like procure flashlights or whatever.
I think I might have. Do I have something in my inventory? I have a Zippo lighter. I can make a torch.
Drew has a flashlight app on his cell phone, and if Zephyr brought his phone, then he ought to have a similar app.
Yeah.
Mason is noticeably surprised as he sees these new phones have flashlights too. Huh. Gives like an approving nod. And let's probably head out, a good 100 feet or so on, into like the side forested area. That way we have some cover. Our light isn't as visible from the road, and essentially just run parallel to the road so that we can sort of cross paths and intersect with the trail that I saw veer off to the side.
Okay. 1 second. So you're parking off on the shoulder, like just hiding the car?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. And you still, so basically you see the trail, and it sort of bends with you as you move. You basically see the path that. Actually, that's a good point. I don't know I don't know for certain if trail like outlines the path that that the monster took, or if it just does like a straight line.
Is the trail connected to me, or is it?
Yeah. So let me just read this real quick.
Because yeah, I was assuming that it wasn't connected to me. That's why I was going through the motions to return back to where it sort of veered off.
Okay. The streamer rolls in the direction in which the subject traveled. Trail can neither be touched or felt. It cannot be dissipated by wind, by being walked through, or by anything else that would scatter a physical fog. It's only visible to the hunter who places it, although characters using discern, witness, or illuminate may perceive others' trails. Trail lasts for 6 hours for each success achieved. Let's just say it's still going for you. Yeah, so it's not really going to. It's coming from you, and it will bend on your end, but it will illuminate the path that the monster took. So you're gonna try to like walk through the woods unnoticed?
Yeah. And as quietly, as we can.
Okay, and you're how far away from the AAC guys that Drew spotted?
I said 100 feet or so inside like the forested area, so we have cover, to like maybe hide the lights of the flashlights and stuff like that. But as we get closer, I imagine us veering even further into the forest, sort of like a diagonal line where we started.
Okay. So you come up to this patch of woods, and with your flashlights, you're basically able to navigate through the woods. I mean, it sucks. Brambles catch your every other step, and you have to be very careful not to trip over any thick wooden branches. And it's cooler out, so mercifully there's no bugs, but it's rough terrain to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you about an hour to get through until you finally get to a clearing, at which point you see where is it? Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And also,
what is fly tipping?
Sorry?
What is fly tipping?
I have no idea. If you check roll 20, okay, you guys have to tell me what you see, because what I see and what I'm hoping you see are two different things.
Yeah, I see a lot of fog of war, and I see my token as well as a bunch of shrubs to the left.
That's what I see, yeah.
Are you illuminating light?
Yes. And the adjacent hexes, it's lit up for me.
Oh, there's Zephyr. Oh, wow. Okay. He just appeared out of nowhere, man. Jesus, you scared the hell out of me.
Whoa! Whoa!
Real quick, I gotta hang on. Oh, all right.
Fly tipping is
there we go.
Illegal dumping.
Illegal dumping? Oh.
Yes.
That's a strange name for it.
Dumping of waste illegally instead of using an authorized method.
Hmm. Okay.
Well, this is like XCOM.
Oh, did you grab a gun from Mason's car and stuff, right, Zephyr?
Yeah, I have that little pistol.
Okay, cool.
Drew's got his nunchucks.
Jack Boyle with his nunchucks.
All right. Did that change anything?
My radius is larger.
Yeah, I can see more stuff. I can see out to 2 squares now.
Instead of 1?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's basically what I wanted. Okay. So that's how far you can see?
Yeah, 6 feet, I guess,
Yeah.
or 2 squares.
Cool. Kind of wish I could see what you guys are seeing, but oh well. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I did say it was pretty dark. So... All right.
Do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How do you want to proceed?
You see signs of activity as we're sort of peering through the forest and the shrubbery at this dilapidated building.
Hmm.
Or any lights or anything like that either.
There are no lights that you can see currently.
Okay.
Give me a second, though.
Can we perception? I mean, we could use second sight, Mason.
Yeah, and if you do that, just make sure that you mark that off on your conviction as well.
Well, second sight only really if you see the thing. Right? We're looking at just a building right now, right?
Well, second sight can help you see things that are hidden from normal human eyes. Like Foster wanted to be visible to you, but he didn't want to be visible to the guy, so you didn't need second sight to perceive him.
Right.
Drew actually offers up to deploy his second sight, and then he'll let you guys know if anything weird happens, like if you guys need to put out yours. Yeah. So 1 second. All right, Zephyr, you have got a bad feeling when you come up to this house, and Mason, like the trail is definitely leading inside.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to make a perception roll.
Perception alertness or perception awareness?
Wait, did you say make a perception awareness roll?
No, you said you wanted to make a perception roll, so I'm
Yes.
asking you perception alertness or perception awareness?
Awareness, please.
Actually, the roll I just made for you was perception awareness.
Okay, I
Meant
will
to
take
make it a secret roll, but you got 4 successes, and basically you've got like a bad feeling, like something is in that house, which is also evidenced by the fact that the trail leads inside the house. And it's not so much a house as it is like, this seems to be in like an old run-down bed and breakfast, but it's big. It's kind of you get the sense that there's a lot of building here, dark as it is.
Mason.
Look
There's
over.
something evil in the house. I don't know if you knew that yet.
What are you guys armed with, by the way?
I have a pistol.
Okay.
The only two guns I need are left hook and right hook.
Shut up.
I'll say that Drew has been carrying a tire iron. So
Okay. Mason's gonna sort of, whisper over to Zephyr. All right, you say evil, like wants to kill us evil, or just your standard kind of unnatural kind of
I
sense
don't
of
know.
evil.
Just kind of unnatural evil. But a lot of it.
Well, I mean, if this place is where all those rats are shacking up, yeah, I certainly understand why.
Aren't these rise up rots, though?
No, why would you think that? No, these are the rats that died on that Trident, that big oil spill a year back. The guys that came back for vengeance on EEC executives.
Why don't
Or
we
at
just...
least that's what they said it was, an oil spill and shit like that. The one rock that I know we're trailing right now said a little bit more about what was it? Uh, Something about rounding people up, selling souls, and cutting them up with knives or something.
Wait, what?
Yeah, man. I told you about this when I was interrogating that rock that we're trailing. Uh, I couldn't really get too much out of him before AEC like tripped an alarm and sort of uh, stuffed his mouth or closed his mouth so he couldn't talk too much. But AEC's up and did some really weird shit. Like I said, something on the Trident about
I,
I don't know,
I've got an
selling their
idea.
soul or something.
I've got an idea. And then I'm going to start heading into the house.
No, no, what are you doing?
I got an idea.
Oh shit!
you
Just
should be able to move your token, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I am back away in the corner, hiding behind some shrubs, poking my head out.
Here.
Yeah, and
I
Drew's
just...
kind of like, "What are you doing? What's your plan?"
I see stairs.
Oh, God, Mason's having flashbacks when Drew walked into a bunch of rocks, and how well that turned out for him.
Jack Boyle. I guess I want to knock on the door.
Oh shit! I'll duck further into the shrubs. Oh shit!
The door, such as it is it? It doesn't appear to be in the best shape, but there is like a very sort of hollow sound to it. Like this is some old wood, and also in the stillness, it's a lot louder than it seems like it ought to be. Like it's creepy because everything is creepy right out here. It's the woods in a moonless night. There's like no light except from where your cell phones are illuminating, and there's just this knock, 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 and there's no response.
Okay, I want
Drew
to...
pipes up. Maybe nobody's home.
Just like as quietly as I can, kind of push past the door so I'm like peeking inside the house.
Mason's just shaking his head, muttering, "We're fucked. We're fucked."
Roll dexterity athletics. Difficulty 7.
Okay, roll a check. Public dexterity awareness. I will lower my conviction by 1 to risk 1.
You mean your willpower, right?
Yeah.
Conviction away for edges.
That's right. No, I'm fine. Special extra dice, no. Wound penalty, no. No, no. 7. Nope.
Okay, so as you try to push past the door to get a look inside, the door suddenly gives way and falls down, and you fall with it with a very loud and resonating slam.
Mason
Dust.
winces.
Your cell phone kind of clatters out of your hands a couple of feet in front of you, and you see dust sort of like fall around you, and you just hear the echo. And you're on your hands and knees.
Okay. I'll like kind of wave in front of my face to get some of that off. And hello, we know you're here.
No response.
Say that into the silence. No response.
Yeah.
Then I'll motion to Mason. Mason, where are they? Or I guess I'll have to stand up and like peek outside. Mason, I thought they were in here.
Mason, he has just pressed himself up against a small tree, just sort of like, wishing he hadn't come here. And when he hears that, he'll sort of poke his head from around the corner and look at Zephyr. Trail.
You know what, guys? Let's pause just real quick because take a 5. In fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay.
Hmm.
So basically, you guys are standing at the entrance to this place.
He's
Mason
standing at the
can.
entrance.
Sorry.
He's standing at the entrance. I'm trying to distance myself a bit.
Yeah. Mason can clearly see the trail leading further into the house.
From the stairs that he took up.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Mason's going to sort of in a hissing whisper. The trail goes right past you. Through that door, man. What the hell are you doing?
Okay. So, out of character, I want to make sure I got this correct. These rots died from an AEC explosion months ago, and they want to kill.
It looks like I hear an echo from something.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry. Let me see if that's me. Is that better?
Check. Yeah, it's gone. All right. Yeah. So essentially,
Is that better, guys?
Yeah, I don't hear it anymore.
Okay.
So yeah. Now I hear it again. Weird.
I don't.
Check. 1, 2, 3. It's gone again.
Huh.
All right. So AEC, there was like an oil spill. It sounded like an explosion, whatever. It killed like how many people again? 50 people? Yeah, 50 people. Uh, and it seemed like they came back as rots. They were targeting AEC executives who they pretty much blamed for their death. And essentially, when we caught that one rot that we are trailing right now, and AEC and Mason tried to interrogate it, the rot sort of also said that, I don't know what AEC is actually doing. They didn't tell me, jack shit, just a pawn kind of a thing, and how they sort of rounded up people. I'm assuming, the AEC employees that died on the Trident. They sort of like sold their souls or something like that, or they sort of trafficked souls, and apparently it was like a bloodbath or whatever. And I'm assuming it sounds like the explosion, the oil spill, was just a cover for their dirty deeds, and that's why Mason sort of is not leading AEC right now to these guys and is trying to figure out exactly what their deal is and what really went down before proceeding forward. I think there's like around at least 30 rots in there, so that's why I'm hesitant to go in there, especially since technically I interrogated and helped pretty much beat the shit out of one of those rots who recognized and knows my face.
Okay, so I did understand everything. All right.
Yeah, they're not in any way really linked to Rise Up.
Right.
Rise Up was quite, astonished when I told them that these things are going and out and about.
All right, so I'll like kind of talk over my shoulder to Mason. Are you gonna help me or not? When you were saying the trail leads further in, like,
shit, man, we need a plan.
I've got a plan. Come on.
Why don't you tell me the plan? How's that sound?
We're gonna offer up these AEC people. Now help me find these rods.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I need to be neutral as a storyteller, but I have to say that in several, it seems like several months of running these games now. I mean, I'm used to my players surprising me now and again, but That came as a surprise, and I love it. Let's.
Makes sense to me.
I mean, yeah, carry on, man.
Help me find them.
All right, I should remind you that AEC kind of has me bent over a fucking barrel.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Now we need to find him so I can talk to him.
Well, do I also need to remind you that I sort of helped beat the shit out of one of them?
Enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep walking into the house.
Oh fuck!
Hurry up, and I'll just head deeper into the house.
I'm gonna draw my hoodie a bit further down, and I guess I'll sort of shuffle, quickly after him.
Yeah, Drew follows him as well. Hang on. Okay.
So I've still got black.
Yeah, but there should be like the squares to like a radius of 2 squares around you should be eliminated, right?
It looks like it is, but I'm seeing black borders around everything. That
Yeah, so
wasn't where we just started.
I think you have dynamic lighting on, right? That's what the thing is. But you also have the fog of war, which sort of beats the dynamic lighting.
So what should I have enabled here?
Essentially, with dynamic lighting, you really don't need fog of war, but don't remove it right now because essentially what you need to do, and I don't really use Roll20 for this, so I only know it from what my other people I play with. They usually, I guess, set up the dynamic lighting earlier to create the walls so that I don't know exactly how you do it. Essentially,
I've got fog of war on,
mm-hmm.
and I've also got dynamic lighting on.
Yeah,
where it says enforce line of sight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click that off. Did that do anything?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me 1 second. What about now?
No.
But yeah, essentially with dynamic lighting, if you create the walls beforehand on the building, outline it, that's what it should stop our line of sight to see past those kind of a thing. That way you don't need technically the pure pitch black bar of war.
Is there a way to get can I share my screen so you can see what we're looking at?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. Try maybe join.me.
Wait, I can share you my screen just through
the Google Hangouts?
No, through Skype.
Oh, okay, good.
We might have to.
You need to set up a call there, though.
Oh yeah, and we're
here. I'll just call you, but we won't use audio, and then I can share you my screen.
That should work. Actually, yeah, I've had Google Hangouts and Skype go same time, but yeah.
Muted my mic and share screen. This one start. So that's what I see whenever it catches up on your end.
I linked the wiki for the dynamic lighting. So you want to go to the how to add light instructions.
I might need to mute myself.
I see. Okay, that's not supposed to be happening. And also there are 3 squares up there that I want to... Oh, okay, so the fog of war... So I want dynamic lighting instead of fog of war.
Yes.
Okay. Real quick, I'm going to go in and try to fix this. If I take the players out... So you guys don't see that map anymore, right? You see a different map?
Yeah, we're back in the church, looks like.
Okay.
No, we're with the Rise Up guy.
So... Okay, I'll experiment with it in the church. the dynamic lighting.
We might need new tokens for this thing if you're doing
Of
dynamic.
course. What the hell? Oh, man. Sorry about this, guys. I thought this was going to work out the way I wanted it to. Hmm. No. No. Damn. So I guess what I'm trying to do is like I want the fog of war, but I want. Oh, you know what? There's actually.
Did you see the wiki guide that I have? It tells you
I see the
exactly how to
what?
do it. The wiki guide I posted in Roll20 about dynamic lighting. It tells
Where
you
did you
exactly how
post
to.
that in Roll20?
It's I'll post it again. It's right there.
Okay.
It tells you exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, that's the thing I want. Okay. So, as sight, all players see light. The fog of war is not blocking there. Okay. I think. Oh crap! Did it kick me out of the thing? Okay. I'm gonna put you guys back in the off beach house.
Okay.
And then I want to see.
We can see everything right now.
You can
so.
see everything. So, all right. I've got dynamic lighting enabled though.
Okay, yeah, it's enabled, and then you need to add light obstructions.
Light obstructions?
Yeah, those are pretty much like polygons, or that you use to block line of sight.
Oh man, that sounds really complicated actually.
It's pretty simple. It's just a couple paragraphs on the thing, really small paragraphs too.
Okay, hang on.
It's in the wiki.
Right. How to activate, adding light, line of sight, restrict movement, how to add light obstructions. Okay. Use the drawing tools to outline all the walls. Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty simple or easy.
On
It
the
just sounds
dynamic
complicated.
there. Okay, well, we'll give it a shot.
As we just try tracing the walls of the structure with just lines and seeing how that goes.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, guys. I really did not mean for this to
That's
happen.
cool.
But from now on, now at least I'll know
Hmm.
I'll have a better idea of what I'm doing. Now would actually be probably an okay time for another 5. I know we just took one, but this is just going to take me a little while here.
I'm supposed to be like seeing anything, let me know. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Or not seeing anything. That's more appropriate.
Oh man. I mean, you'll kind of know what the interior looks like beforehand, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
Did you set the line of sight on the page settings?
Yeah. And now I think I right-click to activate all that.
Oh, it's dark. I can't see anything.
Let me see what he's seeing. Okay. But as you move around, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can move token as a GM, can't you? So you should be able to start seeing stuff.
Wait, as Zephyr moves around.
Yeah, as if moving around, it should be changing the shadows and stuff.
Yeah, but he's seeing like whole swaths of the map and whatever.
Oh, I only see very little. Like if I step up into here, I see the room and I see some stairs sort of going.
So, Jad, if you go in towards the house.
Is he still
Oh, cool. Okay. That's cool. Now it's occurring to me that all right. Let me see something real quick. If I check off enforce line of sight, will that turn from kind of weird?
I think you should just remove the. We might probably be able to see through the walls. I mean, you can click it and I'll tell you, or you can see what happened on Zephyr's screen.
Right. Okay, I clicked off enforce line of sight. So, wait.
Oh, now it's gone.
It's all gone?
Yeah.
Well, all right, so that's going to have to stay on there. That's fine. You know what I should do? It's your characters. I need to...
We're trying to limit our, like, how far we can see out.
Yeah, but it's a little too restrictive right now. So I need to change that about you. Let's try it. All right, now try moving around.
Seems the same. I don't know there's any difference.
Okay. Maybe I made those inner grids like a little too...
It is very narrow.
Yeah. Shit. Okay. Alternative. We can do Fog of War, and I can just reveal areas as you go through.
No worries.
Yeah, we'll just do that. That is... I mean, I like the idea of dynamic lighting, but I clearly don't have a...
It just takes some practice, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to end the Skype call. No big deal. Just
Cool.
okay. So fog of war. Uh, um, and I will just reveal areas as you guys go through. So
Okay.
Excuse
me.
and did you guys see that YouTube link I showed you?
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah. Go ahead and turn that on.
Okay. Oh. Mm. Okay.
So Drew looks over at Zephyr and says, "You know, if worse comes to worse, I've got that thing where they can't attack me or interfere with me. And don't you have that bubble that stops them from coming closer to you?"
Yeah.
Okay, so if things get really bad, we'll just huddle up inside of Zephyr's bubble.
Luck is one of my skills.
All right, so I'll just let you guys proceed like a few squares at a time, and we'll see what you see.
I'm trying to be quiet.
Right.
Uh, is this a stairwell?
Yeah.
Let's go up here.
Actually, where does the trail go?
Oh,
Yeah.
What trail?
My trail.
Oh, the trail. Yeah, the trail goes through like what I've revealed.
Go down the
Okay.
stairs or up the stairs?
Yeah.
All right. Do we hear any
Yeah.
movement in here? Any?
Yeah. It's okay. So hang on. Just I'm hearing some rhythm, and I don't know if it's the song, but it feels more like either a different song or like a clothes dryer or maybe a fan or something. Now it stopped.
Oh, I think it might be my laptop fan. I don't know why it might sound loud.
No, it's worse. Okay. So yeah, like basically as you meander through the house, you start to see a little bit more, and you it's creepy in here. Like you can't hear anything, but the trail keeps on going through. So, um, 1 second. Just gotta.
It's like a clock almost.
All right, so you hear it too.
I'm like Captain Hook.
like that.
Faster, but yeah.
I don't know what that is. It's probably one. I'll mute myself.
Yeah, I don't hear it when he mutes himself.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the fan because I had nothing else in the room making any sort of rhythmic clocking or ticking sound. I'll see if I can raise or lower the sensitivity of my mic so that way I can hear it. Hold on.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not. But you guys do have the song playing?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, put that on repeat if it peters out.
Left or right, Mason?
Oh, the trail is heading upwards on the map.
That's the left. All right. He'll sort of, gesture to the left. But he's gonna look to the right first to make sure, there's nothing in that room.
No.
Have you seen signs of like habitation here, or is it?
No, there. It's just okay. So basically, let me set the stage here. You go in, and this is clearly like the remnants of a what was kind of a bed and breakfast or resort kind of thing. There's furniture just strewn all around. There's debris. There's garbage. Like you see like evidence that maybe people were squatting here at one point, but this doesn't appear to. There's no like fresh food or water around. There's no blankets or anything so far in what you've seen. This room seems to have been like maybe it was a game room or a lobby or a waiting room or something because it's fairly wide and it leads to other parts of the place.
Okay.
And Drew takes up the rear. One sec. And suddenly you see a creature and it notices you.
Okay. Finally.
Yeah.
We were looking forever for you.
Who are you? It says in like a very gurgly, creepy voice. But it still looks like. Sorry?
Like he has water in his lungs.
Yeah, kind of. And at this point, like they're not expecting any visitors, so they don't have their human disguises up. So you don't need second sight to see them for what they truly are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was, who am I? My name is Jackie O'Connor. And I've brought something for you.
As you speak, you start to hear movement.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna slide back to go around the corner.
Yes. Come on, everybody. We all know you're here. Like I'm being boisterous, like I already know. There's tons of them here.
But yeah, like as you speak and as you look around, like with your flashlight, you see them sort of start to crawl out of the woodwork.
Okay.
And you're not completely surrounded, but they're coming from multiple sides at this point.
Okay.
The trail,
you guys...
by the way, is not leading towards any one of these guys, though.
Cool. All right.
Your guy isn't here.
So there's still more.
Yeah, he's here somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably tell them how I beat the shit out of him. So you can get them all worked up.
And one of them says like they've seen too much. Get him.
Look, we came looking for you, and clearly, look at me. I'm not here to fight any of you people. I've brought something for you guys.
Give me I want to say this is like expression. Give me like a manipulation expression roll. Or no, a charisma expression roll.
Charisma, expression.
Mhm.
Okay. No dice.
Unbendable power.
Charisma, expression. Special extra dice, no. Wound penalty, no. Special dice penalties. I am. No, that was manipulation. Specialty, no. What's the difficulty?
Call it 7 because they're pretty pissed off.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yep. They
So
close in.
I want to use a destiny reroll on that.
All right,
That's a great idea.
by all means.
Let me just. That's not what happened. Okay. Roll another check, please. Expression. Charisma. No. Oh, shit. Hold on. Expression. No. No. 7. No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
One
one
success.
stops long enough to say, what could you possibly have to offer us?
The one thing you guys have been looking for. AEC.
They stop in their tracks, and then one of them comes, gets right up in your face and says, "What do you know about AEC?"
I don't know much, but I know you guys are looking for them, and I know we can work together on this, because we don't particularly care for them either.
Another one comes out to the side, and he's like, "It's a trick. AEC sent them here to lure us into a trap."
And I'd kind of move my arms up, incredulous. Really? Look at me. I'm not with AEC, and if we already know where you are, I wouldn't come in here to talk to you. Look, there's one of them, out of character. Mason, there's one guard walking around here, right? Or is there two?
Guard.
Wasn't there a guy that Drew spotted?
That's way back at the road.
Okay. Look, there's one of them way back at the road, and there's a couple more of them that are at the hotel that are going to be here in about 6 hours. So we'll use that as my what am I trying to say? It's like when you yeah. Here's a sign of my sincerity. There's a guard right up here, up the road, and in about 6 hours you'll get a visit from a couple other of them that you can ambush. But we need to get the big guys, the executive.
They sort of look at each other for a minute, and one of them says bullshit. They're here to fuck us, just like AEC always does. Get them. And then one, you hear a voice from further back in the darkness say, "Stop!" And then another one comes up, and this is the one that that the trail points to.
Shit.
Yeah. And this guy gets out of the way. He's like, You were in that car."
Oh, yeah. I remember you. How's it going?
He says, "They beat me. They beat the shit out of me. They broke my bones and crumbled them into powder. How do you think it's going?" And he basically puts his hands on your shirt and grabs you, and he is all up in your face. He's like, "You've got about 5 seconds to say something convincing."
Look, I thought you were after Mason, if you wanted the executive, we would have just handed him over to you. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here.
He looks over your shoulder and sees Mason. Sorry, Drew's over here. He says, You were in the interrogation room. Ha! But you finally catch wise, did you?
Well, you said some things that piqued my interest, so here I am. I'd like to know who I'm working for, or not working for any longer, I guess.
How did they get you? He lets you go, Zephyr.
Okay.
Oh, me? Well,
Yeah.
I guess you can say it was just a matter of bad luck. One of you rots came in to a bar and got into a tussle. I kicked his ass. I, inadvertently saved the AEC guy, and when the cops came to pick me up, they offered me a way out of jail, so I had to take it. And if I don't work for them, well, that buy's gonna pop up somewhere, and I'm going into the slammer. So you can see I'm in a bit of a tough spot.
This rod over here comes up to your side. And he says, "He's the one that killed Tony. You can't trust him. You can't trust him, Bob. Come on, let's kill him." And Bob says, "No, this is exactly what they want. This is how they operate. They find out dirt on you, and then they use that dirt to make you their puppet. This is our best chance at getting at him, don't you see?" And the one rot who accused you of killing Tony backs off at Bob's word. He says, "All of you get into this room." And he backs off and he motions you into the main chamber where Zephyr is standing. And he's asking all of you to,
Yeah, just stalk on over.
Yep.
Giving every rot that gives them a bad look and stink eye.
Yeah. So, these guys are all in here.
Look, I'm not actually going to say this. I was just going to make a joke. We're so confident this is going to work. I want you to understand how trustworthy we're going to be. We'll leave Drew here.
Oh my God. Gulp, says Drew. So yeah, you guys are pretty surrounded. And one of them says, "How much do you know about AEC? Why would you come trying to help us, aside from the fact that they've got you over the barrel?" Bob says, he's like, "You heard what I said in that interrogation room, didn't you? Got you thinking."
Yeah, I heard a bit before those alarms sort of drowned you out.
Maybe it's time you knew the whole story. And then the rots sort of like back off and give him space. And then Bob, he gets right up next to you. And he looks down for a while. And then he begins to speak. "We were on the Trident. You know, drilling for oil out in the Gulf of Mexico. It's the big congressional thing trying to get us to stop, but, well, we had a few senators that were friendly to AEC. We managed to overturn it. Everything was going smoothly for the first 6 months. And then one night, there's an explosion. There was fire, oil spraying everywhere. I saw men on fire. I heard their screams." He points to his face, and it is, fucked up, bloated, cracked. His eyes are bugged out and bloodshot, and, is pale beyond, he's practically translucent. He's an ugly-looking motherfucker. He points to his face, and he gets all up in your personal space, and he says, "You look at this face. You think this is bad? You think this is haunting? Have you ever heard the screams of men burning to death? Some of them threw themselves overboard just to get away from the fire. They hit the water, but they never came back up. We loaded up the lifeboat. We left about half the crew behind. We started back toward Gulfport. But we couldn't leave. The boat suddenly lost engines and power. We were trapped. Couldn't even call for help. Couldn't get a cell signal either. We were out there all day. Can smell the burning oil and human flesh. We heard the last few screams. Then the sun went down. And that's when things got really fucked up. They came out of the water, up onto the boat. They were huge, built like linebackers, these guys. Couldn't really get a good look at them because it was dark and the electricity on the boat wasn't working. There were no lights. They were so strong. Anybody tried to fight them, they just got tossed overboard or beat down right then and there. They were going to kill us all. All of a sudden, we see another boat coming in. And it's Herschel. And you remember the name. Herschel's basically been the guy giving you all the orders so far, Mason. He was the really quiet guy in the SUV when Gary Sims was kind of like laying out the situation for you. Charles Herschel. He was with this woman I'd never seen before. One of the big guys jumped off the lifeboat and swam over to Herschel's. Fastest swimmer I'd ever seen in my life. Didn't seem natural. Then he climbs up the side of the boat like it's got handholds. He's over there a few minutes talking with Herschel and that other bitch. A few minutes later, the boss's boat pulls up alongside ours. They deploy a bridge. Whole crew gets to go over. We're saved. And then, before I even know it, the linebacker guys, they're gone. I don't know what the fuck happened to them. About an hour later, we make it to shore. And the crew, most of the crew got to go home. Me and Tony, John, Frank, Gene, Terry, and Brendan. We have to stay behind. There's some sort of deal we got to work out. And I says to Herschel, I says, Charlie, man, we gotta go home. We gotta talk to the media. We gotta talk to the press and tell them what happened. We're fucked. We're gonna get sued. We're all gonna get arrested. We're gonna go to prison. 50 people are dead. This was on us. The whole company's fucked. And out there right now, the oil is still pouring out. This is gonna be a nightmare. And then Herschel, that motherfucker, he comes up to me, pats me on the shoulder, and he says, Tony, it's already taken care of. And then the lights go on, and those linebacker guys come back from a room that I hadn't seen before. And they round us all up, me and the others, everybody except Herschel. So it's Herschel and that one bitch and all these big, ugly, bald-looking motherfuckers. They were pale. Had these fucking... Something was wrong with their teeth. They had claws and shit. I don't know what was going on with them, but they rounded us all up and they pushed us into this room. The bitch starts chanting some language I never heard of. And I'm like screaming. We're all screaming our fucking heads off like, Charlie, what the fuck are you doing? What's going on? Get us out of here. Suddenly, I feel this real bad pain across the front of my neck. I look down, and I see red hitting the floor. And that's when I knew they cut our throats. They were in the center of the room. There was this pool. They dragged out like this big kiddie pool or something. and they filled it with water. And there were these weird symbols painted around the pool. They dragged us over to the thing, and the next thing I know, they already cut our throats. Then they start drowning us in the fucking thing. After that, it's all black and kind of fuzzy. I hear this voice ask me if I want a shot at getting back at that asshole who killed all of us. And at this point, all of the rots like nod in agreement. They all heard the voice too. We all said yes. They said if we could track down Herschel and the boys that were really behind the Trident, and they authorized it, they signed off on it, if we could get all those guys, then we could live again, get our lives back. That's what we're doing.
I'll kind of look at Drew and Mason. Holy shit. I'll kind of say that.
Mason will sort of nod along. Well, it certainly explains a lot.
Does it? Because I never managed to figure it out. I don't know what the fuck happened, but we looked on the news, and within a couple of days, the oil stopped spilling, and then you think AEC is going to get fucked in the ass and they're going to go under. But no, they just launched that stupid fucking today Gulfport, tomorrow the world campaign. And they help out all those businesses that are, affected by the oil spill, and they bail them out and shit. And then all of a sudden everybody acts like nothing happened. Everybody's getting gas and energy from AEC like nothing, like 50 people didn't die out there. And they told our families that we died in the accident. I don't know how the fuck they covered all this up. You guys got no idea what you're going up against if you go up against these guys. They are fucking relentless. They got their fingers in everything. They got money like you wouldn't believe, resources. Our only shot at getting back at these assholes to get in close enough to them so when we strike, they don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we can come in. So Mason's more or less working on the inside with him. And right now they're actually trying to hunt you guys down. We can probably ambush the party in here, and that might lead to them sending more people down here that we can use and get more info and keep working our way back up the chain.
Wait, do they know you're here?
Nope. But they know where.
You said there was 2 guys close to here.
There's one guy.
2 guys.
Go.
Yeah, Drew pipes in and says, I only saw the 1 guy, but there might have been more.
Mason threw him off your trail about 100 yards back, but they're going to keep looking for you and I'll look at my watch again, about six hours now.
All right. We can't stay here anymore, but we're running out of places to go.
Actually, out of character, is there any way that we could ambush those people? Like tell them, like Mason, if we said this is where the rots are, would they go in and try to exterminate them and we could kill them? Or are they going to here's the location, call it a strike?
Kill squad? I mean,
yeah. If you were to tell them, hey, they're all here, yeah, they would come.
But the thing is, they're just hired muscle, really. they're not the guys that the rots need or want to kill.
Yeah,
But-
those are just hired guns.
Right, but if those guys died, could we not use that to say, hey, there's more, we need like someone higher up to get involved and sort of piggyback off of these people dying?
Actually, this is like good. This is stuff that would be good for in character to say.
Okay.
Because if you're making plans, then basically Bob is going to say, no, like if you get a bunch of their hired goons killed, then they're gonna know something's up. The best thing to do is act like you didn't see any of us. And then we gotta get them all in one place. We've been trying to pick them off one by one, and it hasn't been working. Like, we know their schedules. We used to work for these assholes. We know where they live. We know how they move. But it's starting to become obvious that the only way we're going to take them out is wait till they're all in one place and strike then. But they don't know you're here. And if you... all right, you got to go back and say, you found one of us, but you didn't find all of us. Because if you go back empty-handed, they're going to know something's up.
I mean, we don't know we're here right now, so can't exactly go back and tell them that we found one of you. They'd be suspicious of fucking me, at least.
Oh,
I mean, I suppose, the next day when we start, hunting you guys down again, I suppose I could meet them here. You all cleared out. Maybe see signs of their habitations, know that you were here.
Well, I mean, we could have one of you ambush that one guard up on the road, and then when Mason, you come out here in the morning, you'll find him, and that could achieve the same thing. You can get some AEC blood and get out of here before the squad comes in.
one of them cuts you off and says, like, if they're posted by the road, they're waiting for us. They'll see us coming. We can't sneak up on them if they know that we're already coming. No, the best thing to do is we got to find a new place to crash, and then we got to plot out our next move. Because if they don't know you're here, and they don't know we're here, then we've got the advantage. We can start planning our thing, and I can feed you bogus tips to feed them.
How many people you still, gunning for revenge against, exactly? I mean, there's that Charles Herschel and whatnot, but how many of them other executives are you looking for?
6 others.
7.
Yeah.
And they're all still here in the city?
Yeah. They're here.
Oh, we got our work cut out for us.
They all have a big board of investors meeting coming up at the end of next week. So if we get our plan straightened out, then, and if we wait till they're all in that meeting, then we can go in and wipe them all out. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be guards there, but you guys can get close to them. Or at least you can. I don't know about you. When he gestures towards. Yeah.
What do you think, Mason?
A lot better than hitting them in their homes where they got family and whatnot. At least sort of, give a slight glare to these people, because he saw, what they did to one of the wives of these guys. He's still not too thrilled about working with these rods. But AEC seems like the more formidable evil here.
Yeah. How do we get in contact with you?
He, Bob says he asks for your cell phone number, and he pulls out like what looks like a burner phone.
Okay, I'll give him my number.
Okay, he types it in, and he's like, you know, when I call, I'm gonna call one time, and then I'll I'll let it ring one time, and I'll hang up, and then I'll call again, and that's how you'll know it's me.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna Amscray, and I'll figure out how to. So he looks at Mason and he says, "So they've got you running. They've got you on the security team."
Sure, as an asset.
Right. Are you probably using you to find us? Now you're sure they didn't trail you?
Looks over his shoulder as if, like, maybe. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty good in the woods. I think I'd be able to tell if, I grew up in the woods or, around the woods, hunting and whatnot. Pretty sure I'd be able to tell if someone was shadowing me.
Okay. Well, all right. We'll work out a plan, because if you're running security for them, then you're probably going to be able to get into the room where they have that meeting. The way I figure it, toss a few grenades or explosive devices in there, maybe some sort of gas, or hell, maybe a bunch of us could just walk in there and start shooting up the place. Bullets don't affect us as much as they affect you guys.
Yeah, that's a problem. Certainly for me. And like I said before, AEC still hasn't bought balls. I don't know exactly. At the end of this, I would like to not be in jail, preferably.
If we can take out Herschel, don't worry, I'll find a way to get your slate clean, whatever it is. We got a deal?
Look over the other two.
I'll kind of nod, but I'll let you have the final word on it.
Yeah, I guess we got a deal then. He'll offer his hand.
Yeah, and Bob will take it and give you a one firm shake. And
is it slimy and like floated?
Oh yeah, this is not pleasant for you at all. But
they're cold fish.
Yeah. He says, "Don't fuck us, kid." And then they all sort of retreat into the shadows, and one by one disappear.
All right, well, that happened. It would have been nice to have a little bit more planning and forethought into our future, stuff.
Drew kind of like is flabbergasted. He was too afraid to say anything because, he figured if they want to get that was the only plan that stopped them from getting killed. And he's like, all right, so your plan was to get them on our side and with their guards down, and then we take them out, right? You're not actually thinking of helping them kill like 7 human people, and not just humans, but like humongous power company execs. I mean, These guys are a big deal. This isn't this making us murderers?
Hey, as long as innocents aren't hurt by this, the way I see it, AEC fucked them and made them what they are now. And if we can get back at them and help out our own investigation as well as set Mason free, I'm okay with it.
Drew just shakes his head and he's like, this is fucked up, man. And he starts walking back toward the car.
Hi, Drew. Well, you ready to head out, Mason? We got to get you back in that hotel room.
Yeah. Do that. It has been a long day.
End scene.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of hand of the GM say you managed to get Mason back in to his hotel room without incident. They in the morning. And I guess Zephyr goes home.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the morning, there's a knock at your door, Mason, at the hotel. And the guy says, like, all right, you ready to go?
Yeah. Just rubbing my eyes a bit and then, grab my, shirt to wear over my stained white beater and then, head out.
Right. So before you know it, you're back in their SUV and you're driving around and he's like, all right, we didn't get any activity last night. So what about you? You know, is the trail still hot? Can you see things better now or?
Out of character, I think we said that I was going to lead into the thing that they abandoned. Is that right?
That's what I remember, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Mason, squints around and not getting anything here. Let's go back to where it was strongest. Last I remember, back a bit further down that road there.
Okay. So they head to the spot where it would veer off into the woods, and like the trail is gone now,
Mm-hmm.
but right about like if you were to just go like do.
I think when I rolled it, I got like 18 hours or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess so. The trail would. Yeah. Then I guess the trail would go through the woods and to the cabin, and then if you were to keep following it, you might be able to find the guy for the next. At this point.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's been I want to say maybe 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably have 6 left.
All right. Yeah. Once they get there, Mason will ask them to step outside the car, take a look around. He'll close his eyes as he sort of kneels down, almost like an Indian trying to get in touch with Mother Nature. Getting all zen. And then he'll slowly open his eyes, give a nod, and say, yeah, I don't know, maybe they doubled back or something, but I'm getting something new here. Something in that direction, point out to where the trail sort of leads into the forest.
The squad leader pulls up his phone and he types a few things into it. He says, there's an old dilapidated resort about a mile due east. Okay. So yeah, they might be hiding out in there. And then he gets everybody back into the SUV, and he knows a road that leads up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they park, and then they like kind of far away from it, that where they can see it.
Yeah.
But he has everybody sort of spread out and approach from like all angles.
I'll ask for a gun.
Yeah, he gives you one. And this takes a while, to get all this set up. This takes like a good hour to, get this all set up. But he has them all like move in. And they breach the door. He has like a battering ram to go through the one door, and then he sees like that the front entrance is the door is already down from where Zephyr knocked it over. And they go in, and after a few minutes, you see there's nothing there. And somebody shouts, "Clear, clear, clear, clear!" Nothing here, boss.
The smell of like the bloated bodies when they were here for like the past few weeks or so, or however many days they were here.
There's a smell. I mean, if you want, you can do your like, they were here.
Like obvious kind of thing that, rots might have been living here, to them at least.
Actually, checking out the checking out the house, you do actually find a severed leg that looks like it's been gnawed on. You didn't see this last night, but
a human leg?
Yeah, human leg.
Huh.
Yep. I didn't tell you about that.
Yeah. Yeah, when Mason sees that, he'll sort of point it out. All right, yeah, I think we're in the right area. Or at least they were here.
Is there any chance they'll come back here?
No, I know it's possible. Maybe, they're out and about during the day. They come here at night or something. I don't know.
He has his men set up a few bugs in the place. He says, "You put that thing back where you found it. If they are using this, and we gotta try to make this place look the way we found it." So
Mason would not touch the severed human leg.
Yeah. They probably torched this place, and they're not coming back. But just in case, so they set up a couple of bugs to, send audio, video back to the headquarters. And the squad leader's like, cursing under his breath, and he says, "This is a goddamn fucking waste of time." And he gets everybody back in, and he says, "All right, Reed. Well, I mean, you did what you could, I guess. But listen, between you and me, you need to find these guys, and fast. Herschel is not going to be happy if we don't have some results soon.
Yep.
And if Herschel's not happy, you're not going to be happy."
Right. I'll keep that in mind and keep my eyes peeled, I guess.
They drop you back off at wait, did you drive your did they pick you up?
I drove my vehicle to where I was going to be picking up the guy and the one guy and escorting him in that other car, their AEC provided car.
Right.
And then Zephyr, he since he was riding with me when I was, leaving my car, he took my car then.
Okay.
So whether he put it back or not, or he's waiting for me there, I don't know.
What would Zephyr have done in that situation?
Yeah, I'd put it back. I'm not gonna Ferris Bueller and just drive.
Okay, so he takes you back to your car. He says, "We'll contact you when we have more information."
Give a nod, and he'll step into his car, slam the door shut, start the engine, and head out.
Okay, where do you go? Home? Do you go to meet up with
Yeah.
Zephyr and talk some more? Or...
The junkyard, and Zephyr wants to, he'll tell him that he's out of the job. He's heading to the junkyard if if Zephyr wants to talk with him or hook up with him for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
You said there's like a week until the shareholder meeting or something, the investor meeting.
Yeah, it's basically a meeting where all the execs that they're targeting are going to be in the same room together.
I think we should case the joint out, see what sort of vulnerabilities they have in security. Is it the building that I escorted the one executive to?
Yes. So you've already been there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might want to case it out. It might not be prudent for. Actually, yeah. So I'll call Zephyr over so that we can at the junkyard so we can coordinate our moving ahead plan, what we're gonna do.
Cool. Yeah, we're not as resilient as them. We might need idea.
Yeah, and Mason definitely wants a more concrete plan than let's just go into the creepy abandoned building and hope they're about to make friends.
Totally.
When Zephyr arrives, Mason will crack open his battered old fridge. It sort of creaks when it opens. There's a bunch of old Chinese food in there and a couple beers. He'll grab a couple and, pop the cap and give one to Zephyr. And Mason will sit down on his couch, Al Bundy style, stick his hand, All right, let's do. We need to come up with a plan and a pretty good fucking plan too. We got about a week until them ADC guys, get together for their business, whatever the fuck they call it. All them. Oh, yeah,
I'll kind of look at him. No offense, but have you ever done anything like this before?
Oh, well, I mean, some small time shit when I was younger. Break and enter and all that kind of stuff. Most of it was mainly, getting into fights and whatnot, but yeah, do it here and there when I was stupid and young.
Well, maybe we should ask, what do you think about reaching out on HunterNet to see if we could get any help or at least guidance on this?
Sure.
Because I sure as shit don't have an idea.
Yeah, if you think that's good, I'm certain they probably have some more experience in this area.
Yeah.
You reaching out to then.
I'll if Foster's there, I'll kind of ask him what is his idea.
Foster says, it sucks that I don't have like more control, because like I wish I could, I don't know, wave my hands and make these guys have a stroke or like push them out of a window or something. I've seen some ghosts who are powerful enough to do shit like that, but I can barely, like make people happy or sad unexpectedly. I'm just like a human upper and downer.
When you feed on emotions, you get a stronger tether to the real world.
I guess you could say like it amps me up, you know. Um, like I feel just stronger in general uh, when I can absorb someone's emotions. Yeah,
You think you could move objects after you fed on enough emotion?
maybe. Like I don't know if I would be strong enough to like pick up 7 guys and throw them out a window or break their necks or whatever, but I might be able to do one.
Yeah, well, we might be able to. We might be able to just brainstorming. We might be able to use that to kind of
I
set
mean,
off something to.
I think, I mean, that could certainly be an option, but I think your friend's best qualities is how he's a ghost. He can go through walls and shit. They don't have any sort of, defenses against that, and I don't know, they probably could. He could be a good scout and whatnot when we're casing this place out.
Totally, man.
Well, how about we look on HunterNet and you see if you can get in contact with any other supernatural entities that are not happy with AEC. We'll regroup.
We'll bring a ghost army.
Bring a ghost army. Let's see what we got.
Dude, I fucking and Foster like lights up at this idea. Is like Ghost Army. I fucking love it, man. But I mean, I guess that wouldn't work. You'd think if only the guys you talked to last night could leave their bodies behind, they might be able to do more damage if they weren't solid, you know what I mean?
Do you know of a way to get them like you?
Nah, man, like I'm pretty sure the things that anchor me to the world are, the old club where we met up a couple nights ago, and like probably you, you know, those are the things that are uh, keeping me bound to the world of the living. But those guys, zombies, man, from what I understand, like if you're in a body, you got to stay in that body because that's your link to the world. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Mm.
Oh, one other thing too. If you're checking, hunting that out and whatnot, you might want to, peruse and see if you can find anything about those pale, linebacker motherfuckers that Bob and his friends talked
Oh, yeah.
about.
Big guys.
So what exactly do you say on HunterNet? And I'm probably not going to have a response for you tonight. I'll probably have a response next session because whenever somebody casts into the HunterNet waters, play, I mean, it's like posting something on Reddit. You never know when you're going to get a response back. And honestly, like out of game, it just helps me write something better than, okay, someone sees your post on HunterNet and says, bro, that sucks. I've got a flamethrower you can use.
I was actually thinking, yeah, there you go. Got to have a gear score of 200. I was actually thinking of reaching out to Deb and sort of explaining, hey, here's all the pieces. I have a ghost who feeds off emotions. We have 30 plus rots And
It wasn't 30 plus. Like you went in there and you saw like 6 rats.
I
in
said it could have
his
been up to 30, but it was only 6
Okay.
in that area.
And what we're trying to do is ambush or attack the AEC sort of executive meeting that's going to happen in a week and ask her, hey, can you help me out? Get me in contact with people, or if anyone's ever done anything like this, or other hunters in the area who don't like AEC, or just, I don't really want to make a general post. But hey, you're my contact. This is what's happening. What do you think? And we'll see what her response is.
Okay, so you're only reaching out to Dev 212.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And you're essentially telling her the whole story as far as you know it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that into consideration when I craft her response. You'll notice that like Drew is absent from this. I don't know if you guys would have tried to text him or whatever.
Yeah, I would have reached out to him.
Yeah. He has not responded.
So like in character, we'd probably want to make sure he's okay, but out of character, do you want us to kind of like write his character out so it's just us?
No, think of it this way. He's now an NPC ally. So
Okay.
you can basically include him or not include him at your leisure.
Okay.
Your discretion, I should say.
No,
Well,
I think we only just like woke up and started talking for like an hour or two, so it's not. I don't think we need to be too worried as of yet.
No. I mean, Drew was always kind of flaky anyway, so yeah. Okay, so you have a plan to case the AEC building. I mean, you've seen the inside of it already.
Well, I've seen like a little bit of the inside.
You're right. You've seen a little bit of the inside.
I mean, looking for like server entrances, access, that kind of stuff as well. What kind of do you have cameras? In what areas do they have cameras? They do. Where's the security terminal? How many guards do they have? Patrols? Is it only just physical security? Are there biometrics? Is there key cards? That kind of stuff.
These are all good. That's a good plan.
I play a lot of Shadowrun. I always break into places.
I won't have that information for you this session, but I will have it for you next session. So essentially, you're just going to have to. I mean, observing the outside of the building is one thing, but if they see you like snooping around the inside, you're going to have like a good excuse while you're doing that.
Well, that's why I mentioned that Foster could be a potentially invaluable asset in this.
Right. Good point. Okay. So there's that. You could use him if you wanted. Is there?
We're also interested in researching what those pale linebacker dudes that came out of the water were. It might not, lead to anything, necessary for the raid, but more information doesn't hurt.
Okay.
The raid.
I mean, that's what it would be. So, do you ask like HunterNet? Like, hey, someone described X, Y, and Z.
I'd more peruse it first, looking for any, typing keywords: pale, ocean, sea, fangs, claws. See if anything pops up from any of those keywords.
Just straight up Google search.
Well, no, in like the HunterNet. I mean, is there like a search option there? To like.
Well, HunterNet really. Yeah. There is like a section for for things they've seen.
Like a bestiary kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay, so give me intelligence
Research.
research. Yeah, difficulty 6. And if Zephyr wants to do one too, that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Put my sheet again. What was the roll?
Intelligence research.
Difficulty.
6.
Public. Six.
Nice.
3 successes.
Okay. So when you describe what you described, like when you type in keywords, what were the words you searched for? Like pale, ocean.
Oh, that's what I was searching for. I know what Zephyr was.
All right. What would you have typed in?
Because they're electronics company, right? No, not electronics, electricity, right? American
Energy. Yeah.
Energy,
Consolidate.
disaster, oil.
Are you researching the company?
I'm gonna research that event that happened.
Okay. It was a record-setting oil spill, like several million gallons of oil poured in, and but it didn't last nearly as long as people thought it would. It was they said it was kind of miraculous that they thought that it was going to spill many, many, many more gallons into the Gulf, but it was capped within a couple of days of the initial spill. There were a lot of seafood restaurants and seafood companies and beachfront resorts, just anywhere that had any ocean or had any interests within the Gulf of Mexico, suffered because of the spill. AEC had to cover their losses, and they took a hit in the stock market. But interestingly, not nearly as big a hit as everybody thought they would. And you notice that there are a lot of there's a lot of articles online about the outcry of like, I can't believe AEC essentially walked from this. Like, how did they get away with it? And there's all kinds of comments like, oh, they've got deep pockets and they own all the right people in Congress and shit like that. But the interesting thing is you find out AEC wasn't even really the top energy company in America. I mean, they kind of have like a wide reach, but before the spill, they weren't really one of the big dogs. People knew them, but they weren't synonymous with like, oh, big oil or whatever. And yet, interestingly, they seem to have become bigger since the spill, which like people are flabbergasted about. They don't see how such a thing could be possible.
Did they like take out? Did they already buy the insurance contracts beforehand or something like that?
I mean, yeah, they were insured. You have to be legally before you undergo a venture like that.
Well, no, I mean, did they like take out sub companies or other insurance stuff around that, knowing there would be a spill at this time, and they had already
Your research doesn't say anything like that. No.
Okay.
And then, so yeah, there you've basically got the very strange occurrence of not so great energy company fucks up hard and ends up coming out on top. And then and then Mason's research, there's not a lot to go on in the HunterNet archives. There's really just like a handful of posts, and they're from people that don't post regularly, or they're kind of harebrained ideas, and basically the people who posted the evidence that you're getting back are people that other hunters consider to be crackpots. So there's really just scant info, but you type that in. What do you type in exactly?
Pale, ocean, fangs and claws, big.
Okay. You get something back. Basically the post is like, look, I am telling you for the last time, is the heading. And then the post goes on to read, look, we've seen all kinds of weird shit, as hunters. I don't see why it's so strange, the idea of monsters living under the ocean. It makes up 70% of the entire planet, and you're telling me that these things only walk on land? No, there's something out there. It's got to be like, I'm not saying it's the Loch Ness monster, right? I'm not even saying like it's mermaids or whatever, but it could be. It could be sirens, could be. I mean, there's, so basically, it's like he thinks there's some sort of like sea monster.
So he doesn't give specifics. He just says there's a possibility.
Yeah.
And everyone else is discounting him.
Basically, he's like, I've never seen anything. It's like, there's stories, there's things coming out of the water and preying on beach goers and people who live very close to the shore. They come out at night and they break into their homes and they drag them back under the ocean. But there's no confirmed sightings. This guy basically seems to be operating off of hearsay, and no one's corroborating his story.
Okay. All right.
And that guy is named let me just check my documents real quick to make sure I'm not
using.
Yeah, exactly. That guy, his handle is Fisher504.
Sam?
Sorry?
Sam Fisher.
No, yeah. Sam Fisher, 504. No, yeah, if you ever want to follow up on that. Yeah. Okay, is there anything else you guys want to do before we wrap this one up?
Can't think of anything.
Yeah, can't really. I guess maybe just find out more information about the surviving 6 executives and Charles Herschel. Figure out who exactly we're targeting. Make sure,
Okay, so I'm gonna write this down. In fact, if you guys want to write down your goals in your journals, that would also be awesome. So I'm writing down case the exterior and interior of AEC headquarters in Gulfport.
Mine was just ask Deb for help.
Dev, DEV, as in developer.
Oh, I had Deb the whole time.
So ask Dev 212 for help with an assassination plan. Is what it is. I mean, all right. Case the interior and exterior. Ask Dev 212 for help with a plan. What were the other things?
Research AEC executives and Charles Herschel, the 6 executives and Charles Herschel.
Especially Charles Herschel. Okay. What else?
If we have time, Mason probably just see if he can probably shoot that one guy, Fisher 504, a message on HunterNet saying that he believes him. He doesn't have any concrete proof, but he's got some people that have been pretty much relay a bit of the story, not leaving out the pertinent details that would identify AEC and all that stuff. Just saying, like, some creatures sort of drag some people, or drag some people into the ocean, kind of thing. What they look like, linebackers, size, that kind of stuff. You ever heard of anything like that in your research or anything?
Okay. All right. So a day goes by, and you guys are like doing your research, and you're going to your jobs as well. Obviously not Mason, and actually probably not. Forget I said the thing about the jobs. Get all that.
No jobs.
Yep. You're doing your research. You're waiting for your responses from various people, and then all of a sudden, Foster comes back, and he says to Zephyr, "Dude, I got news. You know how you were talking with those AEC dead guys?
Yeah.
Apparently they weren't the only ones. I guess one of them quit the band, and he's got a lot of shit to say."
You mean one of the dead guys?
Yeah, like you didn't meet this guy.
Where is he?
He says he'll only meet out in a public place, which
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
He says like a Starbucks, and he gives you the location of a particular Starbucks in town.
Okay. When was he able to meet?
He kind of wants to meet now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll head out there, but can we save that for next time?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest.
Okay, awesome.
That's just the cliffhanger I'm establishing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Guys, good session. Give yourself 3 XP. Is there any other questions you have for me, or?
Did you get the
I did.
prologue thing I sent you? Okay.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I still need to do that.
No worries, man. Take your time.
Yeah, I've been busy this week, so.
Yeah.
Can I get was it 8?
10.
10?
Yeah. So give yourself 13. Yeah.
XP now.
And we got 3 for this session?
That's correct.
Yeah.
3. Nice. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that.
What, this session just now?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Sorry about the delay with the dynamic lighting and the fog of war.
Hey, when it works, it looked like it would be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, I just gotta be better with the polygons, I guess. Let me think. So, right. Any other questions or statements or announcements or wild speculation?
No,
From me.
I'm good.
Q. All right,
Thank you for running again, or thank you for hosting again.
absolutely. Yeah, we are now getting like waist deep into the plot.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, hope you
Well,
guys
I'll
are
catch you guys later.
all right.
Yes.
Take it easy. Have a great week.
Bye.
Night, guys.
Later.